Welcome back to Seniors Relief. This channel is here to keep you one step ahead, not catching up late. I break down the latest Social Security updates, SSA payment changes, SNAP and EBT benefits, IRS announcements, stimulus news, and government programs in simple words so you clearly understand what affects your money. Many people only hear about these changes after the deadline passes or payments are missed, but viewers here know early and know exactly what to do. So subscribe now, stay informed, and make sure you're always among the first to hear about new payments, benefit increases, and eligibility changes that could put money in your pocket. Imagine opening your mailbox in retirement and finding a tax bill you never expected. After years of public service, after finally receiving the Social Security benefits you were promised, the government turns around and asks for a cut. For thousands of retirees, that's not a hypothetical situation. It's happening right now, and many had no warning at all. What makes this even more shocking is that these taxes aren't coming from higher monthly income, but from retroactive payments meant to fix past unfairness. One-time payments that were supposed to bring relief have instead pushed seniors into higher tax brackets overnight. And now, a new bill in Congress could change everything, but only if people understand what's at stake. Social Security taxes could soon look very different for millions of retirees if a newly introduced bill moves forward. Lawmakers from both parties are backing legislation that would change how certain Social Security benefits are taxed, particularly for public sector workers who receive pensions. At the heart of this proposal is an effort to undo an unintended financial burden that appeared after recent reforms, one that left many retirees surprised by tax bills they never expected when they finally reached retirement. The proposed legislation, known as the No Tax on Restored Benefits Act, focuses on people who received retroactive Social Security payments after long-standing benefit restrictions were lifted. Under the bill, those retroactive payments would be excluded from gross income for tax purposes. Supporters argue that these payments are not a bonus or windfall, but money that retirees earned over decades of service and should not be treated as taxable income simply because it arrived all at once. This issue largely affects public sector retirees, including teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other government employees. For years, many of these workers either saw their Social Security benefits reduced or lost entirely because they did not pay into Social Security while working in pension-covered jobs. While Social Security supports roughly 70 million Americans each month, this particular group has faced unique challenges tied to outdated rules that critics say unfairly penalized public servants. Those rules began to change after the Social Security Fairness Act took effect last year. That law reversed the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset, two policies that had sharply reduced benefits for workers with government pensions. As a result, many retirees finally became eligible for benefits they had been denied for years, and in many cases, they received large retroactive payments covering past months or even years. While those payments were a long-awaited relief, they also created an unexpected problem. Because the benefits were paid retroactively in a lump sum, they pushed some retirees into higher taxable income brackets for that year. Individuals who had previously stayed below the threshold for taxing Social Security suddenly found themselves owing federal taxes, even though their regular monthly income had not truly increased in a lasting way. Representative Chellie Pingree of Maine, a Democratic co-sponsor of the bill, has been vocal about the issue. She described the Social Security Fairness Act as truly transformative for countless Americans, but emphasized that it was never meant to burden widows, low-income seniors, or lifelong public servants with sudden tax liabilities. According to Pingree, the new proposal is about fairness and common sense, ensuring that people are not penalized simply because corrections to past policy arrived late. Supporters of the bill argue that the tax exclusion would protect retirees who were previously below the taxation threshold and are now being unfairly punished by a one-time spike in income. They stress that these individuals did not suddenly become wealthier. Instead, they finally received benefits that should have been paid years earlier. Treating those payments as taxable income, they say, defeats the purpose of restoring fairness in the first place. The legislation has also drawn support from organizations such as the National Association of Police Organizations. Many retired officers and other public safety workers have reported shock and frustration after receiving tax notices tied directly to their restored benefits. For them, the promise of fairness turned into confusion and financial stress, undermining trust in a system they paid into through years of service. Still, not everyone is convinced the proposal is a good long-term solution. Critics point out that Social Security is already facing a serious funding challenge, with projections showing potential shortfalls as early as 2033. Some experts warn that creating additional tax exclusions, even if they seem small in the short term, can reduce federal revenue over time and add pressure to an already strained system. Financial analysts caution that while the desire to provide immediate relief to retirees is understandable, lawmakers must also consider the broader implications for Social Security's future. The debate highlights a growing tension between fixing past inequities and ensuring the program remains solvent for future generations. As Congress weighs the bill, retirees and workers alike are watching closely, knowing that the outcome could shape not only their tax bills, but the long-term stability of Social Security itself. As lawmakers debate the future of this bill, one thing is clear: retirees should never be punished for finally receiving benefits they earned years ago. These restored payments were meant to correct old policies, not create new financial stress. Understanding how these changes could affect your taxes is more important now than ever, especially as Social Security faces long-term funding challenges. If you or someone you love relies on Social Security, make sure you stay informed. Changes like these can move fast, and missing the details can cost you real money. Thank you for watching Seniors Relief. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with other seniors who need clear, trustworthy updates. Until next time, stay informed and take care of yourself. Many retirees are now asking the same question: why did this happen in the first place? The answer lies in how the tax system treats lump sum payments. When restored Social Security benefits are paid all at once, the IRS counts that money as income for a single year, even though it represents benefits earned over many years. For seniors living on fixed incomes, this technical detail can instantly change their tax situation and erase a portion of the relief they were promised. This is why the No Tax on Restored Benefits Act is drawing so much attention. Supporters say it's not about giving special treatment, but about correcting a flaw in the system that caught retirees off guard. Teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other public servants plan their retirements based on one set of rules, only to face new tax consequences after those rules were finally fixed. For many, this bill represents a chance to restore trust and fairness. At the same time, there is growing concern about the future of Social Security itself. Experts warn that the program could face serious funding challenges in the coming years, and every new proposal is being closely examined. Lawmakers are now walking a tightrope between helping today's retirees and making sure future generations aren't left with fewer benefits or higher taxes. That's why staying informed is so important right now. Whether this bill passes or not, it signals that Social Security rules are changing, and more adjustments could be coming. If you depend on these benefits, understanding how new laws affect your income, taxes, and retirement planning could make all the difference. Here at Seniors Relief, we'll continue to break it all down so you don't have to face these changes alone.